During breathing, the air inhaled through the nose and mouth enters the respiratory passages. Then, the air entering the respiratory system passes through the trachea, then splits into the bronchi, bronchioles, and finally enters tiny sacs called alveoli, where the exchange of gases takes place. Asthma is a disorder of obstruction to breathing due to inflammation and narrowing of the bronchial tubes. Initially, the bronchial tubes become inflamed and produce thick mucus. Later, the muscle surrounding these airways tightens and air cannot move freely. This is called bronchospasm. The result is shortness of breath, and the air moving through the tightened airways causes a whistling sound known as wheezing. Pollen, pet dander, weather changes, tobacco smoke, etc. can trigger and worsen asthma symptoms in susceptible patients. Short-acting bronchodilator drugs, which can be inhaled, provide immediate dilation of the constricted bronchi.
Run around in like a circle. Whenever I play sports or anything like that, I can start to feel my breathing. I can feel it getting harder to breathe, and then it just worsens from there. I use my inhaler for soccer before every practice. I have to be aware that whatever I'm doing, could it affect me? I try not to let it get in the way of me having fun playing the sports that I enjoy. It makes it harder to play sports, but I still do it anyways because I like to play them.
I was very aggressive as a young child, and I didn't understand my actions. I would get into fights, I would hurt my friends and then not understand why they didn't want to be my friends. My name's Miles. I was born in Calgary. I was also born with FASD, which is Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorder. I didn't know that I had FASD when I was younger, so when I was having issues and struggles in school, I didn't understand that it was due to the FASD. So for me, having the effects of FASD as a young child, I just saw it as I wasn't smart enough, I was lazy, I didn't put in the effort. And part of that was because that was what I was being told in school. I didn't have the facial features or anything to say, you know, this child has a disability, he needs extra supports. Nobody could see it.
Fetal alcohol spectrum disorder is when an individual is born with FASD when their mother drinks during pregnancy, and then the fetus is affected by the alcohol that the mother consumed. Some individuals who are born with FASD do have physical anomalies, so they may be born with some deformities to their facial features, or they might have some deformities with their ears or fingers or whatever it might be, depending on when the mother consumed alcohol during the pregnancy. And then other individuals will be born with absolutely no facial features or physical anomalies, and so you'll see their disability more through their actions.
Last week, I got in a fight with someone. He hit me first, so I hit him back.
The fact that I got as far as I have without like having a breakdown at any point, a really big one, I got really lucky.
Why are you upset? Go away!
When my birth mother drank when I was in her womb, that it affected parts of my brain and all that.
She said that my mom drank alcohol and it damaged my brain.
Usually had to be physically restrained, somewhere along the line as he got older because he'd just tear up everything. We were afraid that he was going to hurt somebody as he got older, but you can't let him see the fear because that just makes him stronger and more determined that he's going to do something.
Do you get into trouble a lot?
Sometimes. They arrest me, take me to jail, 3 days.
I worry about Allison as she gets older on her own. Who's gonna be there to tell her right from wrong?
Everything was stacked against this child before she was even born. And the fact that she could scream at 3 o'clock in the morning was a good thing.
I'm sure that something like this can drive a wedge in between a couple, but we have chosen to use this to strengthen us, and it has.
going to see my brother play on this field, and I don't say, oh, well, can I play football when I'm in high school or later in my life? And they said, no, you can't. I just say, why? And they said, well, just because. You have muscular dystrophy, you can't. So as a 9-year-old, 10-year-old child, I just say, oh, okay. You know, my limitations are set. This is what the doctors say. This is what everyone says I can do and what I can't do. All I knew at that time was that it meant that I can't do the same thing as other children, and what I can and can't do is outlined by, you know, what the adults would tell me. I felt like I would have like this sense of pride wearing like the uniform. You went through so much to be able to wear that jersey, you know. And that's when I really began pushing the boundaries and pushing the limits and just not giving up when things seem tough. It really goes to show you that anyone can really do anything that they really truly set their mind to. Because I went through a lot in order to get where I was to play football. In the unfortunate event that I do lose, that I'm going to be very emotional, and I feel like I'm just going to want to sit in the locker room for a long time and just like still have the feeling of like the pads on me, because it's like a feeling you'll never get back.
Cornerback for Doug, all right? All right. Dougie, I'm going to signal you to come out, all right? I'm going to take you out when he goes in. All right. Get Patty, get Patty. Go, Patty, go for Harry. Kaluch! All right, easy now, stay here. Poison! Poison! Leave it alone. No regrets. Remember what I told you. You started it. I'm very proud of you. Give yourselves a round of applause. Let these parents know that you're not going to be down when you leave here. Luckily, he didn't get hurt this year, and we were able to get him to that last game and found the moment that was right. That's something that will carry with him forever. More so than if he just stood there on the sideline and watched everyone else get involved. And we got him on the field, and he will never forget those last couple plays.
Najee has, you know, he's taught me to appreciate life. He's given me another also outlook on athletics. You know, in the athletic world, we like to win, and I think most coaches coach because they love the sport and they want to see a successful team in regards to wins and losses. What Najee brings to that is that success is not only about losing and winning and having a winning record and being over 500. It's about what does the sport give a kid. You know, sports are such a huge part of kids' lives, and they bring out the best in kids.
Going into the game in the fourth quarter of my last game in high school, it felt like I knew for a fact it was already going to be like a nostalgic moment, because I knew for a fact that I was going to remember it forever. No matter how much you play or how low you play, what you're going to remember the most is what happened in the last time you played. You know, we just have to look back on fond memories, and even on the sideline with some of my friends, I was, you know, reminiscing. I really have gained a lot from this. Everyone's going to remember their last game. You're really beginning to appreciate it now, once you know that your time is up.